doing this journey, vlog, whatever you want to call it, in cooking from the Slimming World recipes. Today, being Saturday, is traditionally, for my family anyway, curry day, and I'm not going to let that slip by. So today I'm going to be cooking a veg biryani. Now, like I say, this recipe is available on Slimming World's website. I'm just going to be cooking it to see how easy it is to cook and see what it actually tastes like. Now, this one I did forget to mention the last couple of streams. This one is one of their free recipes, so everything that I put in it I can actually eat as much of as I want. Being the height and weight I am allowed 30 sins a day. Now, I know some of you aren't aware of what that is. If you go onto the Slimming World website, it will tell you all about that. I did forget to switch the light on before I started the stream. Right, so the veg biryani. First thing we're going to do is need to, remember that this recipe is for 4 people, so I've had to quarter all the ingredients. So it says start off with 2 onions. Obviously I'm starting off with, I started off with a half actually. Then it says one's got to be roughly chopped and one finely chopped. So let's get the roughly chopped onion prepped. Now obviously I did spend a little bit of time doing some prep before I started the stream, and one of that was to obviously get the onions ready. Get rid of that. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm not a professional chef. I've already said it before. I'm not a professional chef or cook, but I do need to lose weight. So, the roughly chopped onions, and I'm also going to need to chop up some red peppers. They go in there. It says to use a food processor. This is the closest thing I've got. So, red peppers. Half the red peppers, right. Ginger and garlic. Now again, I'm using the already chopped ginger and garlic because I'm lazy. I'll finish that off. There we go. Until pureed. Okay, so this is going to make a noise, so just bear with me. Yeah, that'll do. I'll move that over to here for now. The next thing I need to do, get a wok on. While that's heating up, I can chop the onion. water if needed. Okay. I think I will need a little bit of water because it says the onions in there, and it does say in the recipe to add a little bit of water if required. I think I'm going to need it. Not quite in the bin. Oh well, never mind. Pick that up afterwards. So let's get just put that on standby. I know I'm going to need it, so I might as well put it on there. Right, let's scrape this out. Ooh, that smells good. Right, anybody who's got one of these probably know what I'm doing here. Ready for washing up. And those of you that don't, I'll explain in a second. So, with one of these, it can be difficult to clean down the bottom. So what I do is I put water in the bottom, put it back on, and then whiz it, and that actually cleans it up really rather well. Spices and chilli. I think the chilli's got to be cut. Yep, de-seeded and finely chopped. Right, I'm in the kitchen. I might as well make myself a cup of tea. Today's choice, which mug am I going to go for today? I think today's mug is going to be the hair mug. Sorts of different hairstyles on there. Bought for me as a joke by one of my former work colleagues. Water on there, stop the onions burning. Pepper puree. Spices. Some spices that are going into this particular meal are garam masala. It's all 1 teaspoon. So in this case, a quarter to a half a teaspoon, because it's only need. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the chilli. So I'm going to chop and seed the chilli. So it should be a red chilli, but I've only got green, so I'm using green. It's chilli. Of course I'm going to be washing my hands, especially after that. Right, the kettle's been boiled. Water. Just to stop it, adding water just to stop food sticking to a non-stick wok. Right. puree, spices and chili, add the rice. So the recipe calls for 100 grams of basmati rice, sorry, not 100 grams, 350 grams. So I've quartered that down to about 80 grams. I'm crap at maths. Anyway, do that. A good old coating. And then add chopped tomatoes. I'll probably add half the can, just so that there's enough moisture in there to cook the rice. Should only be adding a quarter of a can, but I'll add half a can, like I say, just to make sure there's enough to cover the rice. What did I do with my tomato puree? Need that anyway. There it is. And add in some tomato puree. Roasted red pepper, so there's the rest of the red pepper. Stock cube. Now it calls for recipe calls for 2 stock cubes. Obviously I've got a quarter of that, so it's only half a stock cube. So just break that down. In that goes. Of course I'm going to save the stock cube. Probably won't use it for anything, but it's good to try and save it anyway. So that's the stock cube in. Cauliflower. So again, the recipe calls for 100 grams of cauliflower. Quartering that is obviously 25 grams. Come on, focus. 25 grams of cauliflower. In that goes. And sweet potato. The recipe calls for 1 large sweet potato. So obviously I've quartered it. Sweet potato, in it goes, and bowl goes in for washing up. Right, 700 millilitres of boiling water. So it's a good job I started boiling the kettle. Wish I'd put some more water in there. Never mind though. Kettle is on now, boiling up nicely. Get all that stirred in. Put cold water in just while we're waiting for the boiling water to come on, to boil, or the kettle to boil. millilitres. Since that side, right. And I will add the full quantity of water rather than quartering it. Yeah, I will add the full amount of water rather than quartering it, just because that way guaranteed that the rice can boil, that the rice can cook even. I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm talking about. Honest. And even if there's a bit too much there, I can add some more rice. It will be fine. Right. Now then, calls for, this recipe now calls that I bring the recipe to the boil and that I cook on a low heat for 25 minutes. So, turn that down, put the lid on. Okay. So while that's cooking, I'm going to be clearing up the kitchen. And you're still going to be watching. Because this, as I say, these are videos, these aren't pre-prepped or minimal pre-prep. So you can actually see how long it takes to actually cook to make a recipe like this. Now this one's supposed to take about 45 minutes. So while that's cooking, I'm going to be tidying up the kitchen. I'm going to be clearing, doing the washing up, putting things away, and well, stuff like that. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move frozen peas, I can speak, over there, and then I'm going to get washing up on the go. As ever, everything over here so that I don't miss out on anything. Tongs and garlic go away, as does the stock cube, or the rest of the stock cube. Right. No more left in the can, that's fine. As you can see, I've not got a lot of room in here, so I have to make as much as I can. Good afternoon, Kylie. How are you doing? I put a bit too much water in there, but oh well, learn through mistakes. So as you can see, well, you'll probably be able to tell anyway, my kitchen is really small. So you need to make as much use of the available space as possible and keep it as organised as possible as well. Including, and you're not going to believe this, including spices. I do order them in an alphabetical way. Otherwise I end up with 3 or 4 jars of the same spice because I can't find it when I'm trying to shop. For example, I've got 3 jars of ground cumin because I couldn't find it when I was writing the shopping list. So, if I organise it alphabetically, yes, it sounds sad. Sounds sad and it sounds anal retentive, and it is. But it stops me using up room that I haven't got. As you can see, as I said, my kitchen is tiny. So even something like buying an extra jar of spice can mean the difference between all hell breaking loose and a nice calm working environment. Not that there's anybody else here at the moment. That may change on Thursday though. If it does, obviously I'll let you know. I'll tell you all about it then. But right now, it's only me. So how's that curry doing? Like I said, probably put a bit too much water in, but right now, I don't mind. So, oh come on, there we go, right. Stir in a minute. And before I do that, where's my tea towel? Oh no, I can hear the health and safety people going mad. Oh no, he's using a tea towel and he's about to dry everything up using the same tea towel. This isn't a professional kitchen. Get over it, health and safety. Health and safety are going to have words. Health and safety and myself are going to have words one day. Health and safety is all well and good. I haven't got a problem with health and safety. But sometimes they go way too far. I can understand all the rules and the laws surrounding food safety. I really can. But it's when they're trying to foister those or try to put those same rules into a domestic kitchen that they're doing in a commercial kitchen. Seriously, look at the size of my kitchen, health and safety, and tell me I've now got to leave all that washing up there to dry naturally. Yeah, you soon change your mind when you start cooking in here. It's thickening up quite nicely actually. Still a bit too runny, but runny? Is that a word? Is that the right word? Whatever. Anyway. This is the type of thing that I do all the time. So while my meal's cooking or boiling away like that, I will actually wash and dry up. What I do tend to do though, and this is another little trick I've learned, this is just again for myself, particularly during, I know lockdown's coming to an end, but particularly during lockdown, I used to find myself getting up around about 8 o'clock in the morning, making myself a cup of tea, sitting down, and then I'd fall asleep for another 4 or 5 hours. Which, it used to worry me. I used to seriously start getting worried about that. But I found that if I left myself a little job to do for the morning, then whilst the kettle was boiling for my cup of tea in the morning, I would do those jobs, and it would actually, along with the cup of tea, would actually wake me up. So again, that's just a little personal thing. It might not work for you, but give it a try. Might work, might not, if you need to do it, of course. Boiling away quite merrily there. Go in there, that goes up there. Okay, so I'm nearly done. Once I put the cutlery away and the chopping boards, I am actually going to leave the blender to drain overnight, just because I don't really want to stick my hand in there when there's blades that could cut my hand, essentially. Last bolt. Goes into the washing machine. Quick stir. Okay. Now that it's got the curry's got to this stage, I'm actually going to add the peas in, just as the recipe suggests. Bowl goes in there. Yeah, I did add too much water, but never mind, it gives it a nice, dilute the flavour a bit, hopefully. Okay, it does say that I can add some yoghurt to this. So, yoghurt. It doesn't actually say how much to add, so I'm going to add a tablespoon, just because I can. Stir that in, and I'm going to leave that for about 5 minutes, just so it all cooks through. And I've got a bit more washing up to do now. Oh no! The lid of the blender. Again, I'm just going to leave the lid of the blender to dry overnight. Otherwise, I'll lose it. I've done that in the past. I've dried the lid up. I've left the blender to drain overnight, to dry overnight. Come back in the morning, and I've put the lid to the blender in such a safe place. Even I can't remember where it is. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Never mind. Actually, I might as well just leave that. In fact, no, I'm not going to do that, because that's lazy. We'll dry these up. put them on for a wash. Okay, I think there's going to be two servings here, even though I only attempted, well, I only cooked for one, so there should only be one, but looks like there's two servings. A good job it's a free meal. Right, let's turn that off. Myself a bowl. Okay, looks good. It's definitely off. And there we go, veg biryani, Slimming World style. So, if you ever have a go at this, recipes online. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye for now.